Alright guys, we are now in the inking stage, and you can see I've got my inking tools out here, and I'm just going to start with the Pentel pocket brush pen. Again, this is a pen that carries cartridges of archival waterproof ink. It's a Japanese product put out by or distributed in the United States by the Pentel Corporation, and this is my go-to inking tool for pretty much anything organic. It gives me that really nice thick and thin line that I used to really enjoy getting only from brushes dipped in ink, but now I don't have to do that because these brush pens here do it for me. They really go a long way in simulating that same line quality. I see what I'm doing here with his I wondered what that line was, but I remember Sonic has these back, I don't know, I call them fins. I guess they're quills, him being a hedgehog or whatever. But it's funny, sometimes I draw this stuff so lightly, I look at it and say, what is that supposed to be? I have to second guess myself. But if I was doing this drawing for another person to ink it, I wouldn't be turning it in nearly as loosely as this. Whenever I'm inking myself, I do a lot of the actual drawing process in the inking stage. That way I don't have to save time, you know, because time is money in this business, and I'm constantly looking for new ways, new techniques, new avenues of being able to you know, shave some time off of I mean, you still want to give the best product that you can. You still want to do the best job that you can. You don't ever want to be one of those guys that hacks something out just because I don't care. You know, that's a sign of not caring about your work and not caring about not only your work but the customer that you're working for. I always feel like the customer deserves to get the best work. If they pay for something, you better give them their money's worth. That's just my philosophy anyway. So, and this is for a friend who contacted me and asked me if I could do this for them, and so I said, yeah, this won't take me long to do. So I decided to go ahead and do it for her. This brush here it has bristles in it, so it acts like a brush. I have told a lot of people about this brush pen, and some people take to it really well. A lot of people though say, I tried that brush, that Pentel thing that you're talking about, and I never could get it to work at all. It's too hard to control, and that you've got to have a really light touch. I'll show you something in just a little bit as soon as I get done with these lines here. You see I'm making really thin lines here because I'm doing the interior of his shoe. But let's say I'm doing the bottom of his sneaker here. I'm gonna do a really light line over here where I'm not putting a whole lot of pressure on it, but over here I want a thicker line, so I'm gonna put just a little bit more weight. I give the line a little bit more weight. We tend to do that whenever things are on the bottom. I have a cat in my studio, ladies and gentlemen, and she wants to take all of the attention. So anyway, bear with me as I am drawing in the jungle. The reason I leave my door open, especially on a day like today, which is so nice. We had a lot of rain last night, and it's cool outside today. A lot of frogs. I'm a country boy, so I live out in the woods, and it's so wet outside. You hear a lot of frogs after the big rain from last night. And now it's getting late, and so you'll be hearing crickets and all different kinds of things, all different kinds of animals. But I mean, that's kind of normal around here. I see all kinds of creatures around here. left to go back inside my house just the other night, and a possum was on my porch. I said, well, hello there. And he just grinned at me. I don't think he was too happy to see me. He was trying to find a way off the porch. But anyway, drawing Sonic was something that I really enjoyed doing, but I didn't think that I didn't think about anything. Whenever I got this job, it was at a time where I needed employment. At the time, I wasn't at that point in my career like I am now, where I just want to branch out and do my own thing. I was still in the work for an established company mode of thinking, and Marvel. A lot of people don't know this. This was before the days of Marvel being as, I mean, they've always been big, but this was a time when Marvel, mid-90s, 96, I guess it was, Marvel filed for chapter 11? No, chapter 15, whatever it was. They filed for bankruptcy. And overnight, all of my editors at Marvel either got fired, laid off, quit, whatever. And so I had no contacts there anymore. They all just dried up. And it wasn't just me. A lot of artists got affected that way. And so, but I'm not one to sit around on my laurels and wait for that telephone to ring, because that's like kiss of death. So I went out looking for other work. Did some work for Valiant. I guess they were known as Acclaim during that time, and worked for them for a little while until they folded. And really enjoyed working for them as well. And then one day I remember talking to Pam Eklund, who was my inker on Silver Sable at Marvel, and she said, "Hey, I'm working for Archie Comics. Would you be interested in doing some Sonic work, or maybe providing, or would you like me to tell the editor about your availability?" And I said, "Sure. I've never done anything like that." So I knew about Sonic, and I knew the comic had been around since 93, I guess it was. But I never. It wasn't something that I ever thought that I would be working on. And lo and behold, the editor on Sonic at the time, his name was Justin Gabri, and he remembered me from Silver Sable because he had drawn. He was an artist himself at one time. Well, I guess he was still an artist. He just was editor of the Sonic book at the time, and he asked me if I would be interested in doing up some sample sketches of the characters. I said sure, and he said, "We'll pay you for them." And I said, "All right, sounds great." And so I did, and found out that I enjoyed drawing them. I said, "Okay, this could work out. Let's see what he thinks." So I thought that I was going to get we used to call them fill-ins, where you're just doing a one-issue, one-off type job, where you're just doing one issue of something, or not even a fill-in. It's what were they called? Whenever you would an inventory issue. I did several of those for Marvel. Some never did see the light of day, where you you were asked to draw a story just so the editor could have an extra story in his repertoire or whatever, and basically another story that was in his that he could pull out of his desk in case somebody on the regular team messed up or got sick or whatever. It was something that was had been put in practice for years at Marvel, doing inventory stories. And at first I thought that's what I was doing here on Sonic, that it would just be, it might get printed, it might not, but hey, it's work. It'll put food on the table for a little while. And after turning those drawings in that I did, I found he asked me, "Hey, how would you like?" I hadn't even drawn a single story yet, and Justin asked me if I would be interested in becoming the regular penciler on the book. And so there we go. That's how I started working on on Sonic the Hedgehog, and the thing that lasted me for another, I think it was 17 years that I worked on that comic, and drew a lot of characters for the series, and had a lot of fun. Went through several editors, editors on the series. Mike Pellerito was he was, I think, Justin's assistant, and he became my editor afterwards. And then he wasn't the last one. There were several other guys after him that worked on it, but those two are the ones that I remember the most and had the most fondness for, I guess. Still talk to those guys on a regular basis. Well, Mike I do. Justin, every now and then I'll hear from him, but it's really cool. Sometimes you make business acquaintances in the business, and sometimes they turn into lasting friendships. Not all the time, but it's cool whenever it does happen. But my time on Sonic was really fun. I really enjoyed working for Archie. They were almost like working for a family or something. I know they do. Their stuff was considered family friendly. Well, that was until the Archie zombie stuff came out. I don't know. I haven't worked for them in a long time, so I know that they're not doing Sonic anymore. I know that I think IDW is doing Sonic now, but they're doing other stuff. The regular Archie title they started doing new stuff with that, and the Riverdale show came out, and it became real popular, and Sabrina and several more things. Seems like they went into a more of a horror oriented type theme. All right, everything that I've done so far has been with this Jet Pen's ink pen, but now I'm going to do his eyes, and I'm going to just use, this is a Tombow. This is a brush pen as well. It's got a soft tip, but it's a disposable pen. I found that I can get several months of inking work out of them. But I like these because they got a little bit more snap. I mean, I do use these microns, but these are more, if I'm doing like buildings and stuff in the background and technical things like guns and cars and things like that, straight edge stuff. I tend to like these brush pens a lot better whenever I'm just inking organic stuff. And organic is to me the way to go, the stuff that I like the best. I'd love to draw something that was all organic, like say if I did a Tarzan comic or something where everything takes place in the jungle. That would be right up my alley. Or the Phantom, the original comic strip character who lives in a skull cave in the jungle. He's one of my favorite characters of all, and I'd love to draw some Phantom stories somewhere down the line. But these days I'm doing my own thing, so I can make my characters. I can set them in any kind of environment that I want. And whenever you've got that kind of, I guess, freedom, you can if I wanted to do a jungle thing, I could. Hey, nothing's stopping me from doing it. I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna ink this in black. This is his quill, but it's from the other side of his head. It's just you're seeing the other side of it. So I'm gonna put it in the shadow here, and I think it might work okay. Might give it a little bit of contrast because I'm not really drawing a background in this. I'm gonna be coloring this, and I'll be putting some type of color background in this. So, but I wanted something that was going to wanted it to have some contrast to it. So that's why I'm doing it like this. So anyway, yeah. So I'm just filling in these spots, and again, going with the gut. I just, you know, felt like it would look right if it, and it does. It looks okay. I like it. Okay, wow. Been a while since I've drawn him. It always feels good to, like you're visiting an old friend or something. All right, this is for Shelby, I think. It's the name of the person that this is for. And you know what? I'm just going to do it in a Sharpie, and I'm just doing this I'm just eyeballing it basically. I've got this this old AIM, this is called an Ames lettering guide, and I could set that down and do my lines and make it look all good. But for a commission like this, it doesn't matter. I did this type of thing constantly when I was at Disney World doing caricatures. So basically he's just going to be saying, let's see, happy birthday. And it's okay to not go in a straight line. You know, you can take the letters up and down and up and down, and for something like this, that probably would work better. So it's happy birthday, RTA. Hopefully I don't misspell it as I'm doing it. Happy birthday, and you see I'm going out. I'm going out of the balloon. That's okay. I can figure that out. Happy birthday. I guess I'll put a comma there, and it's Shelby S. And I'm doing this, and I don't even know what these are called. Kids call them bubble letters. It's SHE. And a lot of times I'll put like a little shadow, like a little, I don't know what you'd call it, like a drop shadow down at the bottom and to the side. You don't want to put it all the way around. You want it to look like it's popping out. Just something that doesn't take long, you know, to do, but still looks decent, looks good or whatever. Catch the eye. That's what you're going for here. All right, now I'm gonna draw the actual word balloon, and again I'm just going to eyeball it. And instead of having it just like a round oval, I think I'm going to go ahead and do almost like it's a what do you call them, thought balloon type thing, where it's basically you're drawing a cloud. You know, I don't think comics even have thought balloon. At least superhero comics don't even have thought balloons. Well, modern comics don't have a lot of the stuff in it, a lot of the tropes and the stuff in them that I always thought was cool growing up. A lot of them don't even have captions anymore. I guess they want the pictures to tell the story, and that's fine, I guess. But I don't know. I miss a lot of the old school storytelling techniques. But you know what? I'm not going to dwell on that because that's completely different. That might be a topic worth discussing later. Right now, I'm just drawing Sonic. Hello. All right. So I'm going to do something else with these. Where's my? Oh, there it is. I'm going to add just a little bit of a shadow under his arm. Just have it kind of fade out like that. All right, maybe one here. Now, right about now, my wife would be saying, "Put the pen down, Steve Butler. You are noodling." You're not getting paid to noodle. You're getting paid to draw the picture. I love my wife. I do. So, all right. There's pretty much it. I'm gonna get my eraser here, and a kneaded eraser. I love these things. It's almost like playing with silly putty or Play-Doh or something. So, but sometimes I gotta hold on to the paper, and I just take it and I stroke up. But sometimes I have done this and basically I've bent the paper. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's not cool. Not to, especially if you're doing something that's taken, this one didn't take very long to do at all, but some of the more complex pieces that I've done, I've used this to erase it, and it's like, I got not a rip, but like a bend in the paper. And so I gotta, usually if something like that happens, I do something creative to kind of cover it up. but I try not to let that happen too often. So now I'm going to add a, see, I got all kind of markers. These Sharpies I just get from the local dollar store, but they're perfect for adding things like this, where I'm just doing my signature, just doing the box here for my signature. And I'll get the regular one. I'll write for Shelby. And this is what I do, guys. This is like an everyday. You're getting a glimpse of what I do for a living. Every single day, pretty much, of the year, I'm doing either a commission like this, or I'm doing a a cover commission, say, or an actual cover, say, for Brian Polito of Coffin Comics, or my buddy Barry Gregory of Gallant Comics, or our own mine and Lily's like Fiona McCool and the Hound of Ulster work on that. It's all the same. It's all lines on paper. And let's see, I'm gonna always put the date on here, but I do it a little bit different every time. All right, that is it. That is the finished inking. The finished inking drawing of Sonic the Hedgehog. Now I've got to add color to it.